beautiful sky. So we're going to take a before video, and then tomorrow we'll see how it looks after it got cut. We'll do the same thing. We'll just walk in front here. Yeah, before and after. You can see how overgrown this stuff is. Okay. Astro, we were busy working. Not a whole lot to report. This is a pomegranate tree that they'll have to trim. And these are all corn stalks that can come out. They're from the bird seed. And you notice here there's not much at all. We're going to maybe take out that. Okay, I know you don't really want to see my yard, but we're doing this because I want before and after. Stuff like this on the rocks. Brand new furnace, brand new roof, brand new water heater. And you see the weeds down here. Okay, and then we'll just show you the half holes there that we get done. Okay, so not a whole lot to report. I have central air, but there's also that air conditioning in the bedroom there. I could use new hoses. At some point we could use a lot of redoing in the house, but I'm probably going to just leave it because when you have pets, you don't really need to get your house redone, do you? Okay, I love to sit on my patio. Okay, so this is kind of a long video, but I want to do a before and after. There's Holy, 24 years old. You want to say hi, Holy? That's a Holy Ghost bird that sat on Jesus's shoulder. Yeah. Yeah. 24 years old. All right. So we're going to see how this all gets done tomorrow from Chad and Penelope. And we'll just take a walk around tomorrow too. So if I'm boring you, I'm sorry. But this stuff was all dying. We were gone for like almost a year. And when we got back, it was kind of dying. Okay, so this is Mary with her head in the world. Okay, let's go like this. And I can say, hi, how are you? 4 of Pentacles randomly on the bottom. And we're going to go ahead and shuffle these. And we'll see what we get for a reading. Thank you for bearing with me. And I hope they do a good job. And then they'll come back once a month and keep it up. So let's see what Spirit has to say. We do a lot of work in Astro. Last night we were doing a lot of work, and with the classes, they're going really well. You guys are finding out who you are. Did you feel lately like you could pinpoint a couple people that you are? Like you could pinpoint, say if you were a guy, you could pinpoint that you were King Solomon, or you were Nefertiti, or you were Doubting Thomas, Cleopatra, Leah had mentioned, Martha, I think, is Susan, and those are just one lives, okay? So it's pretty fun stuff. I did a short on the Ice Cream Man, only 15 seconds, and you might want to check that song out by Van Halen. Okay, So we've got deception around us, Seven of Swords. Now, we've had that energy all week. All week we've had the energy of somebody is trying to deceive you. So have you figured it out yet? If you have not figured it out yet, keep praying about it. It has to do with Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. It has to do with your finances. So something to do with somebody maybe at work. I'm not sure. For everyone, it's going to be different. You know, it could be as simple as somebody, like I keep talking about lawn people, right? It could be as simple as somebody trying to give you a too high of an estimate, or somebody that's not going to show up. You know, it could be something simple as that. It could be something as simple as you go to the grocery store and your bill, you got double charged, because I have to watch every single item that I buy, because every single store either pays too much or too under. Yesterday or the day before when I went to Mike's, I had to give her $1 because she shortchanged herself. Okay, normally it's the other way around. But yeah, I have to check every single one. Why? Because I don't think it's right that we get screwed at the grocery store. I don't think it's right that people give you too high of estimates, or whatever you do. I've been a girl at the mechanics. You know what happens there? Oh, you need this, this, and this fixed, right? And you know you only needed this fixed, but you're a girl and they're the mechanic and you just go with it. So that's why I got rid of my 84 El Camino, and I now have a 22 Nissan pickup that I have under warranty. Okay, and it's going to stay under warranty until it can't. Okay, so things change, and I keep telling you that. You don't always have to be the way you were. I never had a new vehicle. I always had old vehicles, 67 Mustangs, 84 Camaro, 79 RV. Then we changed and got a 219 RV that I had to sell, trade in, whatever, and sell. And then I bought myself a 22 pickup because I love pickup trucks. Okay, so we have deception in the money area, and definitely in the money area because I got the 9 and the 10 of Pentacles. So the deception is definitely in the money area. It's not in the love area. It's in the money area. Now, it could be somebody coming in that's a gold digger if you have money. It could be in that sense. That is definitely to do with money. Now, since it went from a 10 to a 9, I am getting the feeling that you are going to sense this right away, and you're going to make it from a 10 to a 9. I just feel that you're going to catch it because you're watching this video especially, and that's the energy that's going on right now. Top of the deck, we have the 6 of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. So that's telling me that it could be something to do with your past, and it could have something to do with a female, and they want your money. That's what I'm getting just from this reading, okay? So a female energy from your past wants your money. Okay? Now we're going to go ahead and use the Light Seer deck. Randomly at the bottom was the Devil in reverse. So again, even with that card, I feel that you are going to catch it. You're going to know. You're going to nip it in the bud, as we say. But again, for people that don't watch the energy, they end up falling for this stuff. So overall energy is somebody's trying to mess with you, but you're going to overcome it. And it has to do with your pentacles, with your abundance, with your finances. For each of you, it's going to be different, but just stay alert, okay? So, for instance, I got 3 estimates instead of just 1 for the lawn care, and I also went with my heart, okay? Intuition, heart, and 3 solid estimates. Okay, so these don't want to shuffle no more. Let's see what's on the bottom. We just had the Nine of Pentacles. Now we have the Nine of Cups. So it's just telling me that you are at your turning point for your new job, your new career, ending whatever it was that was holding you back, because Nine of Cups is your wishes and your desires. So let's talk a little bit about your wishes and desires. We've got the Four of Wands, where the girl has the tambourine in her hand. And in the background, there's a tent, kind of like one of them revivals where you went to church revivals and you got the tambourine in the back. Fluffy's here. Yeah, you want to say hi to Fluffy? We haven't seen Fluffy for a while. Yeah, you want to say hi to Fluffy? Hi, Fluffy. Are you saying hi to Wilbur? There's Fluffy. We haven't seen you for a long time. He's saying hi to Wilbur. And here's the truck I was talking about. Pretty truck. Yep. And we got a picture of me in the back here. So yeah, so we're supposed to show you a truck. So maybe it has something to do with a truck. 94 was my last year drunk. 65 was my last year in astral before my physical body. 8 is infinity. P3 is part 3. Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Part 3. Okay, so you were supposed to see that for a reason. See, we do these live. We're always authentic. We're never edited. And I just roll with it. And that's the Four of Wands energy. Back to the celebration, the tent, the revival. Just roll with it. Okay, you're going towards your wishes and your desires, the Nine of Cups. Again, celebration energy. See how she's throwing the cups in the air? The Four of Wands flew on the ground, and I am drawn to in between the hands of the lady with the tambourine. You see the energy flowing right under my finger. The energy is flowing from hand to hand in the wind. Whee, right? Same energy here. Celebration. See how she's jumping in the air? So we have a real good energy of excitement. Obstacle is you getting in that mood instead. Now look at the difference, okay? You see up here, you see the colors? You see the colors? You're supposed to be going towards your wishes and your desires, and you're in this woe is me, hands between the knees. That's what you have to watch out for, the Five of Pentacles energy. Maybe you don't have money and you're crying in your shoes. I don't know, but that's the energy to stay away from, because it causes the Nine of Swords. You see how they followed each other there? Now she has her hands in her head. And all the birds I'm drawn to on top are trying to get her out of it. But it's hard to get out of depression when you're in depression. So this celebratory energy, you see how there's two celebratory energies, and then there's two sad energies. So it's kind of, to me, it's telling me you have this decision to make whether you're going to be happy now or not. Yesterday, St. Michael said, decide to be happy now. Okay, so the Queen of Pentacles was next, and they're just saying that you actually have everything you need. This is the girl with the sticks in her hair, as Steve says, and she has everything she needs, and everyone comes to her. And that's the Zen energy that we need to require, not the depression of the Nine of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. We want to have that celebratory Four of Wands with the Nine of Cups. Okay, so we're going to go to the top of the deck. The High Priestess. The only way you're going to get that is by using your intuition. Just like I said, with having to know about the person coming in, trying to trick you, right? Okay, I'm drawn to the pink on top of her head, and my shirt is all different pinks. Okay, and then the blue on her chest, the blue on my shorts. Everything is relevant. So I'm getting female and male vibes. You have to have your female and your male balanced. And don't let anybody take your pentacles. We've got the Wheel of Fortune next. Everything's changing. This card right now is just throwing off a spin. It's like spinning. It's like everything's changing. Just like I showed you the shrubs, I wanted to show you a before picture, because after they get cut, there's no going back. There's no going back to the way they look today once they're trimmed. Perfect example of the energy off of this card. It's like a turning energy. It's like 1 minute the bushes look this way, the next minute they look that way. I'm going to do an after picture and you can compare, right? Well, you say, well, why is any of this relevant about your gardening? Well, it's all great analogies of the energy. So once they cut down all these shrubs, there's no going back to that picture again. When I put this here next time, this will all be trimmed. It won't even be here. So you have a picture of it now, and it won't even be here tomorrow or the next day. King of Cups, speaking of being here one day and not the next, okay? Now, I've showed you this picture before. This is the Knight of Cups. He's the one that does the action. He's the one that buys the flowers, rides the horse, plays the guitar, okay? So let's see what they want to tell us about the Knight of Cups energy. Besides, they want you to stay in love. And look at, I mentioned horses, the Chariot. And I mentioned he's the one that does the action, Chariot, okay? So he might be sitting, but he's done sitting. He now wants some action. He wants to get rocking and rolling. Black horse, white horse, he wants balance. And he's ready to come in. So we're at the part of the movie where if you can stay out of this energy, you'll succeed. You stay out of the woe is me, the Nine of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, you can have your wishes and your desires, the Nine of Cups. And then finally we have Justice. So the scales are being balanced. And I was going to say that. I was going to say, but you have to be balanced. Your Knight of Cups doesn't want this at the door. He wants this at the door. Okay? He doesn't want your head in your hands. He wants you to be in a celebratory energy, and vice versa. You don't want a Knight of Cups coming in crying, talking about his past wife or whatever. You want somebody happy. So again, this card I'm getting is balance. She's holding the scales. She's looking at her higher self in the mirror, but she's running the show. So she's no longer dependent on her higher power as much as she was. She's more balanced now. She can use her intuition, and they can use their intuition to be balanced and know what to do balanced wise. So Justice is playing out, and then Queen of Cups. The most love I can pull from the deck. So with the Knight of Cups getting into action and the Queen of Cups accepting, I see her hands. She's surrendered to love. She's ready to give love. She's ready to receive love. They're both balanced. So that's why I say the movie's coming together. You just got to let it play out. Have that patience. The biggest thing I want you to do is check out different things on the station, because you're going to watch a video on my station and it's going to give you the energy and the answers you need. You're going to go to all these other different stations. You're probably going to get mixed messages. You're probably going to get confused, and you're probably going to end up in a Five of Pentacles or a Nine of Swords energy. And we don't want that. I keep showing you the cards because they're beautiful celebration. They're beautiful. Okay, so the Chariot. Back to the Chariot. Black and white horse. I mentioned balance, and we got the Justice card. Okay, so you pretty much got it here. I don't think I'm going to keep going. I think I'm going to end it there, and we'll go ahead and do a after picture with our everything. And it's kind of like us too, before and after. A lot of us were in that Nine of Swords, and now we're in our Queen of Cups energy. Big difference. Justice is played out. We have balance. Now what's coming? The Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Cups. I like white tulips, white horses, white chocolate. Okay, you guys. I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.